Everyone, welcome to P-Bolic Notes. My name is Michael Kirkchin, and today is Sunday, March the 13th, 2022, and I'd like to welcome you to my channel. What I'll be working on today is I'd like to share with you what I'm looking at as far as on-chain analysis, and also as looking at what's going on with some of these different layer ones. And I wanted to see if there's kind of I guess a way of linking the commit activity, the length of the investors or the holders or the whales are kind of holding on to the tokens, and the actual way these tokens I guess behave, let's say, over the next 6 to 12 months. So before I get started, I'd just like to advise that I'm not a financial advisor. This is just the kind of analysis that I'm doing for myself, and I'm sharing with you as well. So please do your own research before you invest in this cryptocurrency space. So let's get started, and I would like to share with you my computer screen so you see exactly what I'm looking at. So what I did was I put this in Excel, and what I'll do is I'll share with you where I got this information, and then kind of tell you how these things were working. So basically, the tokens I'm looking at obviously is Bitcoin and Ethereum, because these two tokens are still a major portion of the cryptocurrency space. And afterwards, there's some other tokens that I looked at, which are mainly layer ones: Terra, Cardano, Solana, Avalanche, Algorand, as well as Near. And then Polkadot would be considered more of a layer 0 protocol, because it has parachains that are running on top of it, which is going to be kind of similar to Ethereum, where it's going to have Polkadot will be the main chain, and it's going to have other chains that run on top of it. And then Polygon, which is this one, the last one here, Matic is a layer 2 protocol, and it runs on top of Ethereum. So Ethereum is the layer 1, and Matic is the layer 2. So what I did was I basically went to this website, which is Into the Block, which is an excellent website. I went into the block. Not all these tokens, a lot of these tokens, I was able to go in there and see what the ownership is. Like, for example, for Bitcoin, the ownership is 1.20% is whales, 9.25% are investors, and 90% are retail. So let me just show what that is concentration-wise. So let's see if we look at what this website defines as whales. So for Into the Block, whales are those who have 1% of the supply. Investors are those that are holding 0.1% and 1% of the total supply. And retail will be those that own less than 0.1% of the circulating supply. So if you go to these tokens that we were looking at today, so as far as this section here, on the left for on-chain analysis, so Bitcoin at 1% of the tokens are whales, around 10% are investors, 90% are retail. Ethereum, 21% of the supply is held by whales, 21% is held by investors, and around 60% held by retail. Cardano, very interesting. Cardano, 4% is held by the whales, 6% by the investors, and most of it is held by retail. Algorand, which is another layer 1 protocol, around 16% held by whales, 60% held by investors, meaning that a lot of the Algorand protocol is held by really heavy investors that are holding a big portion of this protocol, which it means to me personally, this would mean that there's a lot of serious investors that truly believe in that project. So that's the way I would see it. And then 30% of, 22% of the holders are retail investors. Polygon is interesting. So Polygon, it looks like the whales are controlling most of the supply. So again, these are big investors that are holding most of the supply. And then if I look at what that means, numbers of investors wise, if I go to Matic, which is Polygon, basically what's going on with Polygon as far as the ownership is concerned, 11 people control 76% of the actual supply. 56 investors are holding 10% of the whole supply, and the rest of it, which is something like around 15%, are going to be the retail investors. So that's why if you look at here, we see that 76% of the holders are whales, which is 11 of them. 56 people or 56 addresses are holding 11% of the supply, and then the rest of it, which is around 12.69%, which are retail investors. Secondly, I looked at what's going on with Binance, because Binance shows the development activity and also shows what's going on with the actual holders how long they've been there. But unfortunately, not all these tokens are going to have all this information that we need. So like, for example, this one here is going to be the Bitcoin information. So I went to see what the commit was. So basically what the commit would be, the way I would see as commit is the kind of changes that they've done to the protocol, that basically they've given basically the developers have actually done changes to the protocol, and it's been taken. So that's why if I look at, let's say, for example, what's going on with, let's say, Bitcoin in the last month, there's been 237 changes done. Last 3 months, it's been around 913 changes. So that means like there's the way I would see it is that there's active development going on still on the protocol, which is a great sign. And then over here, let's see if I compare that to another protocol, which is Solana. We see that in the last month, there's been 3,480 changes done. So a lot of development going on it. And the last 3 months, Solana has had 14,000 commits done. So that's why, I mean, I would take this with a grain of salt, but it's still very positive for me to see this, kind of see that there's a lot of activity going on all these protocols, a lot of development, especially on what's going on with Ethereum, what's going on with Solana, and also even Cardano as well. It's seeing a lot of activity for the development side. If you look at these tokens as far as what the charts are telling us, so Bitcoin again is still below its 20-week SMA and 21-week EMA. So meaning that it's still kind of in a bear market. Obviously, when Bitcoin is in this territory, what it does is it has a very negative effect on the altcoins. So all these other coins that we'll look at quickly right now, they should all have kind of negative charts going back to let's say early December 2021. And if we do that, let's see if I go to open these different cryptocurrencies. I'll go and load. Let's say, for example, if I just load, let's say, all these tokens. I mean, if I look at, let's say, Ethereum, the weekly chart for Ethereum, if I go to December, we notice clearly that since December, Ethereum has had a really bearish run. December, the price was around $4,330. Today, it's at 2,514. So obviously, it definitely took a nosedive since Bitcoin went below its moving averages. And if I do the same kind of exercise with Luna, Luna is going to be interesting because Luna has gone on a tear lately, and I'm just curious to see where it's at today. I'll open the Kraken exchange. So Luna, basically, if you look at what's going on with the, let's say, the daily chart, Terra Luna has really been performing very well, and it's if we go really since December of I'll put the weekly chart. It would be better for us to see. So if I go to December onwards, it looks like it's been really doing very well, because basically initially it was at around $100 and it went down. It had a kind of like a negative run, but it looks like now it's back up to close to $87. And what I'm doing this kind of situations to see how the token is behaving, let's say, versus Bitcoin or versus, let's say, Ethereum. If I look at how Luna is behaving versus Bitcoin, we see that as of, let's say, if I go to, let's say, November 2021, since now, okay, meaning that if I had the choice to be investing in Luna with the same dollars or in Bitcoin, I would have done better investing in Luna, because basically we see that the chart has actually been since November 29th to today, right over here, right? It looks like it's been an uptrend. So meaning that if an investor had a choice of investing in Bitcoin or investing in Luna, they were better off investing in Luna. So this has been a better performer versus Bitcoin. If I look at Cardano, I just want to see where Cardano was at in the last, let's say, December 6th, just to see if also it's been suffering the same way as, let's say, Ethereum was. And we see that, yes, Cardano as well. If I go to December 6th, it looks like Cardano's been really in a negative trend going back to August of last year. Solana should be similar to Ethereum as well, suffering versus Bitcoin. And let's look at Solana as well. again, Solana has also been really trending downwards. If I go to November of last year to today, it's definitely been in a bearish cycle. Avalanche as well. I know well that it's having a tough time because I hold some AVAX tokens, and Avalanche as well. If we go to December to today, it's definitely lost value. Back in late November, it was in the range of $89 to $109, and today we're at approximately $70. Polkadot as well. It's one of those tokens that also is in a bear cycle, and same thing. I mean, we see that in December, or November, December, it was somewhere here in around $50 range. Now it's trading at around $17 approximately. Algorand, which is one of those interesting ones. So Algorand was the token that I found very interesting because if I look at what's going on with its ownership, we see that as far as all the ownership stats, 50% of the Algorand owners are whales, 61% are investors. So meaning that this is very interesting to me. It means that a lot of serious owners, well, number wise, it's 185 wallet addresses are holding 61% of the Algorand tokens. And if you look at the actual chart of what Algorand is doing as far as its performance in the last couple of months, we noticed that also it's also having a negative cycle. So it's been really in a downtrend. I mean, it's been a phenomenal downtrend, really. I mean, back in November, it was something in the range of $1.87 per token, and now we're really in the range of 68 cents. So it's this has lost like 6-7% of its value. Near protocol, it's a protocol that I also own. If I look at what Near has done the last couple of months, I'll open on I guess let me just open one of these exchanges that's gonna be Near US dollar. Let's open it on Bitfinex. Let's look at the chart here. So Near, the way Near is behaving right now is it's kind of been, if I go to November till today, it looks like it's done okay. I mean, it's kind of been oscillating against the US dollar. At a certain point in November, it was trading around something in the range of maybe $11. It went as high as in the range of maybe $18. Now it's down to approximately $10. So basically, it's been oscillating. If I compare Near to how it's done versus Bitcoin, just want to see, it's not available. So let me check this again. Yeah, if I look at how Near has performed versus Bitcoin, it looks like it's actually done well. I mean, if someone had the choice of, let's say, investing in December in Near or in Bitcoin, if that investor had actually chosen to invest in the Near protocol, they're actually done well because it's the cycle has been really a bullish trend versus Bitcoin. So this would have been the better investment than Bitcoin would have been. And if I look at what Matic has done as far as versus the US dollar, so Matic versus the US dollar, it's really been bearish. So if I go to December, around December 6th, it was trading around in the range of $2 $2 per share per token. And today we're in the range of $1.40 a share, so a token. So that means it's lost approximately something in the range of 20-30% of its value. So obviously it's also been in a bear market. And if I compare Matic to versus let's say Bitcoin, if I had gone to when Bitcoin basically started entering its bear markets cycle, which was something here around the range of December 6th. If I compare Matic versus Bitcoin, we observed that really on November 29, Matic was, Matic versus Bitcoin, it looks like it had a bull run from end of November until, let's say, December 20th. And then it's been really going downward ever since. So that means that if an investor had the option of investing in Bitcoin or in Matic, as of December 20th onwards, Bitcoin has been the better choice, because you see that with this one here, it's kind of a bear trend. So I'm glad that you know, I mean, nothing's catastrophic, but still, obviously, a lot of these tokens have lost a lot of value. And myself, if I'm looking at what I'm looking at right now, is really hoping that this consolidation here for Bitcoin kind of like stops happening, and that hopefully in near future it goes above these moving averages, which is the 20-week SMA and the 21-week EMA. That way, after that, we'll see some of these other tokens hopefully behave better as well. So please subscribe to this channel, and if you have any comments, just share with me at the bottom. And if there's any tokens that you'd like me to look at analyzing like this, just let me know, put it in the comments, and I'll do it in one of the next future videos. Thanks so much for watching, everyone.